in the UK, how difficult is it because of privacy laws to go after even the people that are sanctioned, and how much wider could these sanctions become?
Well, it's clear that the government is finding it challenging. We hear from the Foreign Secretary regularly that she has a hit list of 500 names. I think MPs on both sides of the House in London are asking, where are those names? Right. We hear that the Foreign Secretary is being challenged by law firms on behalf of certain names. So I think they're struggling, frankly. I think they're struggling to come forward with the names at the speed at which everyone is demanding.
But, I mean, what could they do? If you see, I mean, there's a lot of, one of the biggest investors, foreign investors are, of course, Russian nationals here in the UK, specifically London, in certain of the posh areas. There's a number of their kids also here in the UK. Like, what can they go after and how?
So the new sanctions law, just to be technical for a second, which came in a couple of weeks ago, is very broadly drawn. Yeah. So if you are supporting the Russian government, if you're benefiting from the Russian government, then you are in the crosshairs. And I think that the attitude in Parliament at the moment is such that it's not just going to be the name on the list that is going to find their assets frozen, it's going to be those who are associated. So yes, it might be the daughters, it might be the kids at school, it might be the wives who are shopping in Bond Street. But frankly, at the moment, we need to make it clear that that money, that dirty money, is not welcome in the UK and needs to leave or be frozen.
Do we have an idea of how much that money represents in the UK? Or again, is it quite opaque?
But this is the huge problem. I mean, the UK government, over successive governments, has been asleep at the wheel on this. So actually, our knowledge of where the assets are, how many assets are here, is very, very limited. And I think that's why the government is scrambling to demonstrate action, because it's quite hard to know what to take action on.
But why is it so difficult? So we know, you know, when you go around some of the places in Highgate, people tell you, oh, this is the house of so-and-so, of this oligarch. Is it because on paper it's through a blind trust or through a company resident in one of the British Islands?
Yeah, I mean, these individuals have always known that they are vulnerable to being attacked by law enforcement or by sanctions. So, yes, they structure through trusts, they structure through front companies. So what the government needs to be doing is demonstrating that it knows what companies are associated with Sergei Lavrov or Vladimir Putin or any of these individuals, so that banks and others actually know who the targets are. Because Vladimir Putin does not have a bank account in London.
Tom, what do we know actually about, you know, Mr Abramovic? I mean, it's unclear. There was talk about him helping with peace, but then that wasn't confirmed. I mean, where does he stand?
Look, I think a lot of these guys are starting to feel the heat. They will say what they can to try and avoid pressure. We've seen their daughters posting on Instagram, you know, no to war. They want to distance themselves from Vladimir Putin, but frankly, it's too late.